All right. How do you worship with self-care? Hi, I'm Crystal, and this is Self-Care Sunday in our Facebook group, Functional Faith, where we find a faith that works in the dysfunction that we face daily. So last week, we talked about that self-care is worship. And so I thought this week we would come in talking about, so how do we do that? How do we worship through our self-care? And this is coming off of the back of a week that was, what a week we had last week, huh? And hello to everyone who's watching. I can't really see who's watching, but if you leave a comment, then I should be able to see your name. But man, oh man. So last week, it started off Monday. We all of a sudden had to get a new car. And fortunately, we were incredibly blessed by someone purchasing that car for us. And so that was really exciting. But if you know me at all, I struggle with, or if you know the Enneagram, I'm a 6. And I struggle with making decisions, especially quick decisions. And so that was like really, really exciting, really overwhelming, and a little bit stressful for me, but it was also awesome and an incredible, just ridiculous blessing. But then Tuesday was the election, right? And so I feel like everyone had at least a low level, if we being real with ourselves, a low level at least of anxiety about it, whichever way you voted. That was just a lot. And then it was just drug on and on and on. And I bring this stuff up to say, and that's not even all that was last week, but those were the two things that started off the week. I bring this up to say that, self-care played a big role in my week last week because I had just this persistent headache. Might be joined by a little one in a second here. I had this persistent headache, and I couldn't think of a really good physical reason to have it. It really seemed like it was having to do with stress and whatnot. And and my husband actually had a persistent headache as well. And so we were like, man, what is this? And the usual stuff that we do wasn't really shaking it. So we, I know yes, you want to say hi? Say hi.
Hey.
Okay. Now you need to be quiet because I try to keep these short. Okay. You gonna be quiet for us? Okay. I did not do her hair because I was hoping that she wouldn't join us today. But anyway, so I and Kingston had to be more intentional about our self-care because we could tell that things were getting to us. And so some things that we did, and so we talked about this some last week, but self-care is a form of worship because we're one with God, right? And we worship God through our bodies. And when we're having psychosomatic symptoms like a persistent headache, also it's my birthday on Friday, which if you follow me on Facebook, you probably already knew that, and I turned 30. And I thought I was chilling on it, but apparently I was having a little bit of anxiety about it because when I told my kids, yeah, mommy's gonna be 30 tomorrow, I got this stiffness. It just ran up my neck and just was like, it was on the left side primarily. And so I was like, okay, so these symptoms that I'm having this week are probably have an emotional root. And so trying to tie it in together. We worship God through our body, right? And we're one with the Lord. And so it was important that we minded ourselves that we took care of these symptoms, that we had this additional self-care so that we could be able to pour out to others, right? So some things that we did were Kingston did some tapping. If you're familiar with EFT, the protocol that we use incorporates tapping, and we use so Kingston and I have an emotional protocol for releasing traumatic emotions. They get trapped in our bodies. This is just true, just scientific, not woo-woo. And emotions can store in our bodies and they can manifest as different symptoms. And so tapping is just something that tapping on meridian points helps to release these stuck emotions that can give us these negative side effects, basically. And so that's actually a part of the protocol that Keith and I practice. And if you're interested in that, you can message us to learn more about that. But we used what we did this week. We didn't do the whole protocol on one another, which we can, but we didn't this week. We used an app called the Tapping Solution. And it's very useful. You go in, they have some of them are free and some of them are paid. We have the paid version. And you just type in, like we typed in headache. And so Kingston ran through this tapping exercise to release his headache. And it didn't completely go away, but it definitely subsided substantially. And so that was really helpful. He encouraged me to do the tapping, but I failed to. And I probably should do it later on today when he gets home from church. But that was really helpful for him. I noticed, so I had a horrible headache too. And I thought, well, at first I was thinking maybe it was physical. So I dialed back. I drink something called Soleil. It's salt water. It's like you pour salt. If you want to know more about it, then I'll just leave a comment and I'll make a post about that sometime. But I was drinking that, and it can have like, hey guys, be more quiet, please. And it can have like die-off symptoms, like it's detoxifying. So I was like, maybe I'm just having like die-off symptoms. Maybe that's why I have that headache. So I stopped drinking it every day, and that didn't help the headache. And so I started drinking it again. But it can help headaches. And so that was a way that I was trying to just dial into my body and say, what's going on here? Let's come at this from an approach of self-care rather than just knocking the headache out and ignoring it. And so I stopped drinking it and I started drinking it again. And so I didn't really help, but I usually intermittent fast every day, and that's to help with my blood sugar and my mood. And I didn't do that this week because I was just,
Mommy,
yes, baby.
more?
Okay, I'll get you more soon. Please close the door, okay? And I stopped doing that a couple days this week because I just felt that I needed some more support, right? I just needed some more goodness poured in this week. And so, hey guys, this isn't going so well today. So I didn't intermittent fast. That just goes to show hey, okay, so Zeal right now just turned on the air conditioner that we have in our sunroom to watch a paper towel blow on it. This is going great. Hey Zion, can you be quiet? Hey Zeal and Zoe, can you guys leave the room? I'm not sure how this is gonna go today, guys. Not too sure, but this is life. Yep, can you take your truck out there? We're in a construction zone right now, guys. But you know what? That's all right because we are constructing self-care for ourselves. Okay, let's just roll with that. Something else we did that was a form of self-care, in my opinion, is thank you, honey. Thank you for closing the door behind you. Thank you. We went to our doctor. And I know a lot of people, at least we did not go to our doctor regularly for a long time. I didn't have a primary care doctor for probably, 6 years or so. I mean, I was seeing a midwife because I was pregnant most of that time. But so I had somebody looking over me, keeping an eye on me, doing some blood work, but I didn't have a primary care doctor. And so just this summer, we established care with a functional medicine doctor. And that's been fabulous for us. I almost canceled the appointment. We kept postponing it because, it's expensive to see doctors, especially like really, really good ones. And so I considered postponing the appointment again, but I decided to keep the appointment as a form of self-care. And it was great because there were so many things that I thought I was doing and staying on top of that, she was asking us like, oh, and how's this going? I was like, I haven't been doing that, or I hadn't considered doing that. And so that was really good. So that is a way that you can, okay, hold on one moment. That's a way that you can worship God through self-care is by having accountability, going to someone who is an authority in whatever area, physically, mentally, emotionally, that you need to grow in, that you want to grow in. Some more superficial forms of self-care that I did this week was I did my hair. I hadn't done my hair in a minute, and so I did my hair, and I know it's looking crazy right now, but it's healthy, it's moisturized. And that was something I was needing to do. I kind of fallen back into my ways of just wearing my little hat on my head every day. And so I just took the time to just take care of my hair. I put on some press-on nails for my birthday. I don't know if you can actually see them, but they're kind of a nude color, but they're real cute. And that was even a form of self-care for me because it was just slowing down, taking time to do something for myself, and just so that I could have a little bit more pep in my step, a little bit more energy, so that I could be more aware of those around me instead of kind of stuck in my own head, if that makes sense. Trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. Sabbath and spending time outside. So Kenisa and I have our Sabbath. We do choose to have that on Saturday. And it's just a day that we don't focus on work. We don't focus on the things that we have to do. We just try to rest and just be with our family. And so we spent that whole day pretty much outside. We went to Castlewood and we went to another park, and it was just lovely. And it was very refreshing for our spirits as well. And so, yeah, I'm dragging this on more than I intended for it to go today. But I hope that those are some ideas. I think I also shared in my story some more ideas for self-care. I might share that again, as a post. But especially during this time, this season, where, some of us feel like everything's falling apart, right? We finally got the election results in yesterday, and some of us feel like everything is falling apart in our country, in our world, whereas others of us feel like everything is finally falling into place. Wherever you are, wherever you fall on that spectrum, you can, dial into what you're experiencing and why. And that is a form of self-care, just evaluating what's going on inside of yourself and tending to yourself, tending to your thinking, tending to the way that you're feeling, and pay attention to how you're physically doing, and take note of whether or not that could have an emotional root, because it certainly did for us this week. And doing foot soaks, Epsom salt foot soaks, and using essential oils and whatnot, those were very beneficial for us. So I hope that's a blessing to you. Looking at my notes because I'm so off at this point. Hey, mommy needs to finish before church starts. Okay, stay down. Mommy. Okay. So if you don't even know where to start with your self-care, or if you're wanting to go deeper with your self-care, make sure that you're a part of our group, Functional Faith, our Facebook group. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to be hosting an event starting November 30th, where we're going to be talking about exactly this. All right, we're going to sign off here. So have a happy Sunday, and I will talk to you soon. It's okay.